Hey guys, it's Tib here. Another episode of The Fun of Gaming. I believe this is the first episode of this on this channel, so hopefully you guys enjoy. So today's game is Ryse, Son of Rome, and it is exclusive to the Xbox One. Came out in 2013, so a few years ago, but it's still making an impact on me today. So it was eventually released for PC 1 year later. It came out for Xbox One. As far as I know, there's no plans to bring it to PS4. So if you want to play the game, those are your two go-to consoles. So the game is heavily driven on single player. There is a multiplayer component to it, but it is very cooperative based. Basically, if you do play on multiplayer with somebody else, with another player, it's you and the player versus waves of AI soldiers. So it's not really multiplayer, it's more of a cooperative experience, but they consider it multiplayer, so I thought I'd mention that. So the game, believe it or not, was originally going to be a first-person game for the Kinect, for 360, not Xbox One. But obviously that changed as time went on, and I think it's safe to say that they made the better choice of going third-person and making it for Xbox One, or at least a next-gen console. The graphics are quite something. As you're watching now, you'll notice the graphics are pretty damn sharp. They run very smoothly. The game doesn't feel choppy at all. Sometimes in the campaign, through between cutscenes and gameplay, it'll be a little bit choppy, but not too bad. But for the most part, the graphics are very smooth, very well done, and the only thing about the gameplay itself, besides the graphics, would be how repetitive the gameplay itself is, in the sense that how the combat is and what you're constantly doing in the game. Now, me personally, I can stand playing something repetitive for hours on end. Like if I'm still playing this game today, 3 years after it came out, it must be decent. But me personally, like I don't find a lot of things repetitive in video games. I find that a game like Assassin's Creed is even more repetitive than a game like this, because in Assassin's Creed you have so many different objectives and they're all the same thing, like little collectibles throughout the map, and there's a lot more of those in that game than there is the combat being repetitive in this game. But that's just my opinion. I guess a sequel was planned for this game, but that eventually got canceled because I guess Microsoft and Crytek, the game developer who made this game, couldn't agree to the rights to it. And I'm pretty sure this game did fairly successful when it came out. It was one of the first big games to come out on next gen, and I'm pretty sure it was the first, if not the first, one of the first Xbox One exclusives at the time. So I wanted to point out that the acting in the cutscenes is pretty good. Like in my opinion, it's pretty entertaining. Like I know some games the cutscenes are a little bit cheesy. You don't really get a feel for the characters. You don't feel for them. But in this game, I feel like the acting is well done enough to the point where you feel immersed and you feel like almost like you're watching a movie. You're watching a movie and you're playing in a movie. The main character Marius is played by a kind sir named John Hopkins. And I just wanted to throw his name out there because I thought his performance in this game was awesome. Like I love the intensity in his acting, and I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't done more work. Like if you look him up on IMDb, he hasn't done too much work, but I would like to think in the future he'd be able to really explore his career, because I when I first played this game, like the intensity in his voice was one of the things that really got me excited and pumped up for a mission. If he's saying a speech before you go to battle, or he's in a one-on-one conversation with someone and getting intense with them, it's pretty entertaining. So shout out to him because he is quite the actor. The kill animations in this game are over the top. But if you're like me and you've been playing games with plenty of gore for years, it doesn't seem too bad. But when the gore is coming in this game, it is pretty brutal. So yeah, obviously the game's really mature. If you have a weak stomach, I wouldn't recommend buying this game. Limbs will be flying, heads will be flying, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. But to be honest, half the fun of the game is trying to get the highest combo possible. Now, a lot of people say that the combat is repetitive, which it is, don't get me wrong, and especially when you activate the mode where time slows down and you just have to push X, Y. Yeah, it's just those two buttons, X and Y. And you'll do different kill animations. But truth be told, the most fun part of the game is getting the highest combo. And that's what kept me playing because I wanted to see how high of a combo I could get. I think the highest combo I ever gotten was somewhere around 230, which I'm still pretty impressed with. I mean, I know it's a game, but it is something to be excited about when you're playing it. But yeah, if I could compare the combat to any game out there, I'd say it's similar in ways to the Batman Arkham series, but it plays a little bit different, obviously. So yeah, I think right now you can get this game for $30, and in my opinion, that's worth the price hands down. I think it's the Game of the Year edition or the deluxe edition. Basically, the full complete game is the edition that's out right now for $30. It was on sale for $15 though on Xbox Live, but now I'm pretty sure it's 30. And in my opinion, it's completely worth the buy. If you're interested in something new, give it a shot. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.